Alright, we open this time. We are in a medical facility. It doesn't look like a full hospital, but more like a facility on a compound somewhere, only a few beds and some medical equipment and whatnot. On the bed, with his shirt off, we see General Braddock. Yes, I have a picture of him. I'm going to try and do some pictures out there, everybody. You can see it on the screen now. We see General Braddock, and we are reminded that this is about 4 or 5 months ago. We see that his shirt is off. He is, even though he's old, very white-haired, very white-haired, he is buff, out of the, just crazy buff. Scar tissue everywhere, but just incredibly large, built, toned muscles. And we can see these huge cuts that have just been carved into his chest and arms, and we harken back to the battle between him and Roswell the alligator. We see there is a doctor over him trying to stitch him up, and he is just sitting there in the bed kind of grunting a little bit as he does it. And then finally he kind of looks at the doctor and goes, "Get off!" And the doctor kind of looks at him and goes, "Sir?" "I say get off!" and shoves him off. And then the doctor kind of drops the needle and falls back. As he does, you see Braddock just start to sew his own wound up with perfect precision, without even really gritting his teeth, just like focusing on it. As this happens, we also see another character there. Another soldier, obviously. He's wearing kind of the special ops, the kind of camo, not really camo, but they all have pockets. They have pockets on their outfits, the cargo everywhere. But he has kind of big glasses that he has on his face that he's just put on. He's standing next to him. He goes, "Sir, you really should let the doctor do that." And he goes, "No, it's better this way. I focus on it. Takes the pain away. People forget nowadays. Focus. That's the cure for pain." And he just keeps stitching himself up with perfect precision. At that point, Braddock just kind of looks at him and goes, "I'm sick of playing around. I want you to call the 848. You see the guy, the assistant, kind of look at him and go, "Sir, are you sure you want to bring the 848 on this, considering what they are?" He goes, "Yeah, I know what they are. It's time to fight fire with napalm. You tell them I'll double their fee. They'll get half right off the bat. Let them know we're serious. Then you tell them they get the other half upon procurement of one specimen. And then there's an extra 25% bonus in for the other two. But they gotta be alive. You understand me? You make sure they understand that, Garrison." He's like, "Yes, of course, sir. There is the matter of the other project that you wanted us to work on." Bradford finishes one of the long cuts. He actually brings his mouth down and bites the thread off, then ties it off, then starts to wrap another thread for another terrible wound. And he goes, "You talk about the dog?" At that point he's like, "Yes, the dog, the mutant coyote specifically. He's killed 2 people already. We have enhanced him, like you said, but I think he may be..." Braddock's like, "Enough of your pussy talk, Garrison. Fact is those 2 men weren't strong enough to have dominion over that dog. They don't deserve their lives. That's what life is. And I ain't afraid of that dog. That dog's going to be useful to us. Now, if there's nothing else, you call the 848. You tell them what I told you to tell them. I want my daughters back." All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stump Gang. I believe we're on part 5. I had to look it up real quick. We're on part 5 of the Long Road campaign. But I'm not alone. And before I do the recap of all things, I want to introduce the people who are playing in this wonderful game. Directly below me, you're seeing our Build Master General, Philbilly330, playing Roswell the Alligator.
What's up, guys?
Next to him, our official TTRPG partner in all things, TTRPG, don't know why I said it that way. Wizard's Respite, otherwise known as Ash, is playing Tex the Armadillo.
Howdy, folks.
The OG mutant, so to speak. And then next to him, our newest but certainly not least member, Hope Child, Ruby the Sparrow.
Hey guys.
All right, so we are here, and to recap what we are doing. So, Stump Gang, 3 kids, Stella age 12, Aubrey age 10, Lila age 8. They were all orphans, kind of bonded together, adopted by this evil General Braddock. General Braddock then experimented on them. They seem to have gained some sort of powers, whereas they are mutagen resistant. They don't mutate. Instead, they gain superpowers for limited periods of time. They, however, escaped and hid out in a park for a number of days. You can check all that out in our original campaign, Stump Gang Origins. That's where they met Tex the Armadillo, who just happened to drink some ooze and get mutated with his longtime evil rival, this coyote we call the Fanged One? The Fanged One? Is that what he was called?
Fanged One.
The Fanged One. Then, what we also didn't know was Lila, unbeknownst to everybody, was feeding an alligator the entire time because they were in a swamp. They were hiding out in a swamp in a stump. So Lila started feeding this alligator. This alligator also happened to come in contact with the mutagen. He grew up. He also found a Zune with tons of conspiracy stuff on it. So his entire world is conspiracy and Lila, and that's Roswell the alligator. They all escaped and were aided by a trucker / ex-CIA agent named Burt McCluskey. Burt McCluskey took the whole group in New York City for a time while he tried to figure out where the kids are supposed to go. However, the kids are getting overtly attached to Burt McCluskey. And Burt has been roped into one more trucker job for the CIA. They've picked up the goods. They started to travel through Ohio, got into close encounters with the ghost kind. You have to check out our last 2 episodes. And then have decided to, and also are being hunted by Barbie, a Middle Eastern ninja terrorist who dresses and colors her hair like Barbie. And has a whole group of ninjas who, in addition to ninja gear, wear weird leopard print vests and fezzes. That all went down. They know they're being chased. They're trying to elude Barbie and them while the kids are getting overtly attached to Bert, where he is not ready to be a dad. Basically. They fought the ghost. They conquered the ghost. We had a weird interaction with some truckers at a rest stop. Roswell scared them off without a doubt. And then Ruby and Tex also helped Bert plan. Ruby was picked up during the ghost mission. Ruby is a sparrow who is just too pretty for her own good. Other sparrows shunned her. She ended up in the mutagen after a predator attack. She was found by Trisha Birdsong, a trucker, who taught her how to fight, taught her how to shoot, taught her how to drive truck. Then they got attacked by hijackers called the Los Muertes Banditos, which resulted in potentially Trisha's death, as far as we know. Ruby, however, escaped, found her way into the ghost situation. They all met, and they're all now traveling together. Did I miss anything?
No.
Nope,
I got all the important stuff. All right, so with that said, before we get into the play, I did promise an advancement section. I did give you guys 3 tokens last time. I did realize that because Ruby has not been in any session whatsoever, I'm just going to give her 2 extra, because I'm pretty sure I gave you guys advancement tokens for at least the truck fight, basically. Correct?
Yeah.
I think so. I have 2 written down, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give Hope Ruby 5 total, and then I'm going to give you guys the 3. So brings us all up to where we should be, basically. Now, again, with advancement, here's how it's going to work. These advancement tokens, I've kind of done away with the leveling system of Palladium, the natural leveling system of Palladium, just because it doesn't really put into place a way to learn new skills, nor does it really put into place a way to make interesting builds or have any control over a lot of your character growth. It's just kind of like a standard bump up every time you level. I don't really like that. So, you can level up any one skill with one token. You can also roll an extra hit dice, which is a d6 to add to your hit points. You can also level up one of your combat skills by one level, should you have one, like hand-to-hand basic, hand-to-hand expert, that sort of thing. And I believe that's it. And you can get a new skill, but if you get a new skill, it's one token, and you get the skill at the half the value that's in the book. And then if you spend another token, you will get it at full, and then it'll start going up by like the 3 or the 5 incremental every time. So, another thing that you need to remember, you have to spend at least 6 tokens before you can start spending points on stuff you've already spent on again, basically. And that resets each time. So it has to be 6 different things, then 6 different things, then 6 different things. Everybody get it?
One question.
Yep.
Was there a way to level up health?
That is hit dice. You spend a token and you roll another d6. So basically what I'm doing is I'm segmenting the leveling system. With the leveling system in original Palladium, you would level up after you gained a very large amount of experience points, which you gain from doing deeds in-game, and it would take quite some time. With this, and when you leveled up, you would just take all of your skills. They would all get a base bump up, which is defined by the book. And then you would get to roll an extra hit dice, which is another d6, I believe. Let me make sure. But I believe that's true. And then once you roll, and then you would just keep going up. But there's no real way to get new skills. And some education levels, i.e. Roswell, kind of really hinders character development. From that point on. But let me see what the hit dice is. So hit points, 6-sided die. And when you level up, you roll another 6-sided die. So again, it would be a token for a 6-sided die, basically.
So with that, can we use the level up points to heal our hit points from the last time?
So here's how it'll work. Since you guys are... Well, first of all, I'm going to say right now, you guys are all going to be healed. Given the amount of time you're going to travel from situation to situation. I'm going to just heal you guys up for the most part. That being said, in the future, if you get a health point bump, you'll gain the health that you get in addition to the max going up. So like if your max is 30 and you've taken 15 points of damage and you roll a d6 and that bumps you up by 3 to 33, that means your max is 33 and instead of being at 15 points of damage, you'll be at 18. Does everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So does anybody want to spend any points?
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a d6 to get more hit points.
All right, spend one of your tokens. Make sure you mark that hit points has already been leveled up for your first 6 things. So you can't level that up again until you level up 6 things. Okay? And then roll a d6 to tell me what you get for your hit points.
Hit points.
Roll a d6.
Okay, rolling a d6. And I got a 3.
All right, so increase your hit points by 3.
Okay, so that puts me at 31.
Okay. Would you like to do anything else? Oh, and if you're getting a whole new skill, you have to roleplay in-game that you're learning.
Getting the skill, correct.
Yeah. So I want to make that very clear.
And then I want to spend one more hit point because I'm going to save the other ones.
Okay.
we're going to level up my boxing skill.
You cannot level up boxing. Boxing is a standard bonus.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah, that's right. I
some
forgot.
of the skills are just standard. They applied a bonus to you right off the bat. They don't get better.
Right. Okay, so then let's do...
The only things you can level up are base level combat skills or skills with percentages.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll level up Prowl.
Okay, so did you had Prowl, right?
Yeah, I have 51% for Prowl.
Alright, well, when you level up, you gain 8%. So increase it by 8%.
Okay.
And then mark a little hash next to it, something to let you know that you've spent a point on Prowl.
Yep, I got it.
I'm just going to keep a running tally for you guys, too.
I'm gonna keep mine for now.
Just going to keep sitting on them?
Yeah. I mean,
that's why
I only have 2.
Yeah, I figured I'd have the 3 that you gave us from last time and then just spend the extra 2 that you gave me.
Oh, you gave us 3 last time.
He gave us 3.
So I gave you guys 3 for the ghost. It was the last thing I did at our last session.
Okay, I didn't write that down.
And I only gave Hope Child an extra 2 in addition to that 3 because she didn't play through the original missions with you guys.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So everybody should have had 5 tokens by now.
Yeah.
Unless you spent them.
Right.
Spent them. All right.
I am going to do a little spending. Are you
Sure.
done?
I'm done, honey. Go ahead. Yep, I'm good.
So I'm also going to level up my health. Spend 1 token on that.
All right.
I rolled that out and it came up to 17. Hold on.
Okay.
And I think last time we talked a little bit about it. Can't remember if we did it on camera or not, but I was going to take a new skill for my armadillo cowboy called Lasso. I think we're going to come up with something for that.
We are going to come up with something for that. Yeah, and I had written it down somewhere, and I don't remember where I read it. But yeah, put down Lasso.
I have it down for 25%.
Okay, all right. So did you put a point into it already? So you put a point into it already. Okay, we hadn't decided what its like full effects yet, right?
Right, I think that's what it was. I think
right.
we just figured out since I'm just doing the half stat since it's a new skill.
So if
it was just a 25%.
If it's a half skill at a new skill, yeah, but you can't buy more into it because you haven't spent it in 6 places, right?
Right. Correct.
So right now you've got the HP and the lasso that you've spent stuff in.
Yes.
All right.
And I think I was probably gonna. Can I use this to increase my revolver abilities, or do I have to focus in on one of the other skills that boosts that?
Yeah, you gotta focus in on one of the other skills. It's one thing I don't love about the proficiencies. They just kind of give you a singular bonus, that doesn't really help you.
Yeah. Then I think. Let's see. Which one would be? That would be for the gun. That would be not mental. Would it be physical? PP.
You can't level up stats. Stats are locked.
Okay.
It's just skills, hit points. That's it.
Gotcha. Then I'll probably also level up then motorcycle skill.
Okay.
Then sit on the rest for now.
Okay, what so is it just pilot skills motorcycle?
Yeah.
Goes up by 4% then.
Perfect.
Because you had it already, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You want to spend anything there, Phil?
No, not right now, because I want to study it.
Okay. All right. Wants to study. He's got to use his math brain on it.
Yeah.
All right. Got a running tally here for you guys, so I can keep track of that as well. So just to clarify one more time, Phil has put nothing in anything, right?
I mean, in the very beginning, I added to my unarmed, but that was it.
You leveled up your unarmed.
A long time ago, a few sessions ago.
Yeah, but it's the 6. You gotta level into the different 6 places. So
Yeah.
like, so it was your hand to hand basic, right?
Yeah.
So I want to keep track so that I know when you can.
That's why I said I want to, because obviously I want to level that up again, but I need to see what's more intelligent to go into first to make it legal.
So I've got a running tally here so that I can keep track, just to make sure. Phil has only ever leveled up hand to hand basic. Wiz
Correct.
has leveled up HP. He's got lasso and motorcycle,
Yes.
and that's it, right? You haven't leveled up anything else. Okay.
Correct.
And then Ruby the Sparrow has leveled up hit points and prowl now.
Correct.
All right, cool. Putting that to the side, we can get into the game. All right. So Roswell's off recording his podcast. Tex, you head over to the truck, the big blue eyes, and you basically go in the back to kind of start looking at your motorcycle. With the amount of people now in the semi, you're probably going to need to ride that motorcycle a little bit more. So you're just checking over it. You're probably going to get it out. As you're getting it out, though, you start to hear something kind of around the corner. You're pretty sure it's Bert and Stella. I am going to need a prowl if you want to eavesdrop, though.
Oh, I definitely want to eavesdrop. Okay. Prowl is 58%. And I got an 8.
Okay, all right, you prowl pretty good. All right, so you kind of just kind of listening. You know they haven't heard you, and for whatever reason, you take the time to specifically not be heard. Basically, you hear Stella behind Bert. They're alone. They're kind of heading towards the cab because you guys are getting ready to go. This is all after the ghost thing, which I believe was in the early morning, right? When that happened? And then you guys drove till the night, if I recall correctly? To get away, or...
I think it was we finished in the afternoon because I think we're getting lunch.
Okay, all right. So it's like 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're hearing him head back to the cab so that you guys can get back onto the road. And he's quiet, and Stella's just behind him like, look, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry about everything. And then at that point, Bert goes, you kids just shouldn't be risking yourself like that. You just shouldn't be risking yourself like that, all right? You got to be more careful. And Stella's like, I understand. You're worried about us, and I get that, and you're right. We need to be more careful. We need to trust you more. And it's at this point that Bert kind of stops, and you can feel that he, something inside him kind of breaks a little bit. He's got the door open, and then he just stops and he turns around and he's like, all right, I've been nice up until now, but you got to get something through your head. I'm not your dad, all right? I'm not going to be your dad. I'm not going to be that for you. I'm not going to be that for any of you, all right? I know what being a dad is, and I ain't going to do that ever again, all right? So make this very clear to you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to keep you alive, but you and your sisters have to keep yourselves alive. And then when I find a place for you, you keep remembering that. Because that's what this world is. It's about survival. You understand me? And the minute he does it, he kind of flips out. You kind of use your prowl skills to peek around now because this is getting a little bit heated. But you use it to peek around without looking, and you just see Stella clench her fists up. And it's like you could tell that she's biting back the emotion. And Bert's right there, and you immediately see regret on Bert's face because at the end of the day, Bert's not a mean person. He's just dealing with complex emotions. And he goes, look, I didn't mean to. And as he is saying it, Stella raises her hand and goes, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll handle it. I'll take care of them. I always do. I always have. Just me. just me. And then she turns and then just walks off. And you see Bert just, like, take his hat off and rub the back of his neck, like, feeling real bad about it. And then he, like, pulls out cigarettes and lights them up. I am going to need you... the control right now is at 50, everybody. But I am going to need you to do a intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Yeah.
All right. So that's plus my my intelligence score. Do I add that to the 50 or to my roll? Add that to 50, right?
It doesn't. You add the 50 to your intelligence and try and roll under the total.
Gotcha.
And for everybody out there, for whatever reason, if you're listening to this the first time, please go back and just listen from the beginning. But if you want to keep listening, totally respect that. Control is a homebrewed thing. The more control the players have over the situation, it is added to their stat, and they have to roll under it like a skill. It's because I like stat checks, and I found a way to put them in Palladium, which does not really have a whole lot of ways to do it. Continue.
And we're doing everyone, correct, with intelligence, or is it
No,
just
it's
Tex?
just Tex. Tex is the only one
Okay.
that's there.
I rolled a 17, so I definitely rolled under.
Okay. Bert is so stressed out from the interaction and smoking, he doesn't notice the slight mistake that gets made on the roof of the truck, the trailer of the cab, not the cab, the trailer. Like just a little bang, a footstep. At that point, you kind of slip back because you're at the back, right? And you're kind of peeking around on the driver's side. So you slip back and you kind of roll and kind of look over on the passenger side. And sure enough, you see Aubrey dropping down from the roof.
Oh. And so she's on the other side. He can't see her.
No, and she was on the top of the truck when the fight happened.
Okay. I'm actually going to go up to Bert first.
Okay. All right. So you walk up to Bert, and he's just sitting there smoking. Bert is a pretty alert sort of fellow. He has been, like, you could tell that he's well trained. He doesn't notice you coming. Like, he's kind of in his own little world, just smoking away.
Those marbles you got there.
He actually kind of like he turns towards you, and you can tell it was almost like a little jump, and he goes, yeah, I don't know, maybe I usually just get the off brands, they're cheaper, everything's so goddamn expensive nowadays. I'm sorry, I'll put it out before we get in the truck. I haven't smoked in years, but I feel like I've needed it in the last couple of days.
You seem a bit rough there, Big Hoss. Let me ask you a question. Why are you doing all this in the first place? Helping these girls out and a couple of weirdos you picked up along the way.
He looks down at you, and you can tell for a second that the surrealness of a armadillo in a cowboy hat asking him deep life questions at a truck rest stop kind of bowls over him real quick. And then he stops and he goes, yeah, look, first of all, what was the... Hold on. I gotta remember what the ranger's name was. McNally. McNally is my cousin. That's the truth. He always was my cousin. And he's a good guy. And honestly, I like to believe I'm a good guy. I've done some stuff in my life just doing what I did. And when I get the chance to make up for it, I try to do that. Those kids...
You've done some stuff?
Yeah. Those kids need help. And I'm trying to find some help for them. It's just what they want out of me. It's just, I can't be that for them.
I understand that you got past and a few scars along the way. And I ain't gonna tell you what you can and can't do. I respect you, sir. But you know what? I respect those girls too. They saved my life. I'm pretty sure they saved the alligator whatever's life too. I mean, have you seen him? She had to have been feeding him something real good. That guy's huge. But look, I respect you. I respect them. I ain't gonna tell you what you can and can't do. Maybe you shouldn't tell them what they can and can't do either. Like, for instance, maybe they don't actually need what you think they need. And they've had a long life, and maybe just having somebody around that's also had a long life full of scars that isn't, an armadillo. That might be good enough for now. Might be good enough for the both of you for now.
He takes a long drag, and then kind of drops the cigarette and goes, "It's not that simple. It's never that simple."
I didn't say it was simple. Nothing's ever simple. You're talking to an armadillo. Nothing is simple here.
Look,
I'm just saying, show
good.
those girls the same respect that you want to be respected. Girls that have traveled a long road. It's not about love. It's not about caring. It's not about unfreezing a locked up heart. At this point, it's just about looking them in the eye and seeing them as something more than just a bunch of little girls in need. It's a bunch of little girls that have survived.
He actually nods at that. He's like, "I shouldn't have yelled at her. You're right about that. I'll try and make it up to her." He goes, "Why don't you round up everybody and we'll get going."
Sounds good, Hoss. I'll be riding on the back and watching your 6 while we're out there.
It's probably good. My truck is getting pretty full with you guys.
I've noticed.
All right.
I'll just walk off.
Does anybody want to do anything else at the rest stop?
Well, nah, I'm just working on my thing right now.
I mean, you get it done. You definitely have enough time to get whatever your episode of your podcast is.
And Phil, I still want to hear those.
The next one comes out next session. They're on a backlog, of course.
So you guys all get rounded up. However, Tex, when you go to get the motorcycle, Aubrey kind of comes over and asks you if it's okay if she rides with you.
Sure thing. You feel like you'll be able to handle yourself on a bike?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Don't you worry about me.
I think you're probably the one I need to worry about the least.
She's like, "Thank God, somebody needs to worry about me the least." And then she kind of gets on the motorcycle with you, and everybody leaves. You guys are headed towards Cincinnati. Okay, so it's a long trip. Okay, there's not a whole lot of small talk. There's definitely a weirder vibe in the tractor of the truck at this point, since Bert and Stella kind of had their fallout. You could tell Stella's just kind of staying away in the back. The only one making jokes and laughing is Lila, who as usual is completely oblivious to the seriousness of the situation at hand, and is just smiling. Also, Ruby doesn't really know what's going on, just because the dichotomy of this group is completely and totally fresh to Ruby. So that being said, you are in the semi-truck, headed to Cincinnati. Is there anything you want to do, say, talk to, bring up in that trip? Nope.
That I
No,
can think
not
of.
really. No.
Okay, cool. You guys head down to Cincinnati, and as you're getting into Cincinnati, Bert kind of starts to he starts to try and get like more happy, kind of bring people more into it, almost kind of like so everything's fine now, right? The kind of feel to him, and he's like, you know what is damn good in Cincinnati? You only get in Cincinnati is that Skyline chili. I know it's fast food. It's not good for you, but I like to splurge. I mean, hell. And then he slaps his belly. You could tell I like to splurge. I'm a splurging sort of guy. Why don't we all get some of that Skyline chili? What does everybody think? And Lila's like, yes! Chili! Yeah. What do you guys say?
I've never heard of this stuff, but sure, I'll try.
Trisha
guess,
didn't take you to see some Skyline chili? Oh, she did you a disservice, Ruby. Disservice.
Well, we never really traveled this far. We kind of stayed up north.
Oh, okay. One time you come south and the banditos get you, huh? That's right.
That's the problem. We were kind of iffy about taking that ride, but it was paying, so we definitely had to take it.
He goes, Roswell, big boy. What about you? You want some chili?
You know, I'm kind of getting over all that ghost garbage I ate, so I guess I could go for some.
That's what we have here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a devotion to continuity here at the Stump Gang. It's been a month, but we did not forget that Roswell ate a ton of ghost garbage. He's like, oh, all right. And he's like, I'm surprised this is going to be the first place we go that you don't eat. What about you, Stella? Stella's like, yeah, sounds fine. Sure, I'm hungry. He goes, all right, rousing excitement. I love it. All right, I'm going to radio up Tex and your sister on the bike. He radios you up, Tex, and basically says you guys are going to all pull over to a Skyline chili once you guys get into Cincinnati. Cincinnati proper, basic. Okay. So you guys head into Cincinnati, kind of the shadow of a big city. It's got some big buildings. It's a nice city. Kind of some weird driveways with a lot of like the highways have a lot of high concrete on either side when you're driving through it. And it's interesting. Nobody's ever been through Cincinnati in your group. Not among us. But as you guys head through Cincinnati, he does find a Skyline chili. This specific Skyline chili actually has kind of like a large vacant lot behind it, where you can tell that it's kind of like left open for almost truckers to park and kind of almost use as like a secondary parking area. So there's like the Skyline chili, the parking lot, and then this kind of like gravel open lot where you see a few trucks parked. Some of them are there sleeping or resting or eating or whatever. He pulls into the gravel drive and kind of puts the thing in park. You guys actually can see from here I think it's the Roving suspension bridge in Cincinnati that goes over the Ohio River. And you guys are just about to cross that towards the south end of Cincinnati before coming out of Cincinnati and then kind of turning more westwardly towards Indianapolis. So at this point, you guys all park, and Bert kind of goes, "Well, I think." Ghost haunting aside, our mutant friends are gonna have to wait here in the cab. I mean, I know that we've already seen some people who know about you guys, but I don't think you guys just walking through the front door of a Skyline chili is a great idea. So Stella, what say you and me go get some chili for everybody? She kind of takes a deep breath and goes, yeah, definitely. Let's go get chili for everybody. Let's get their orders. Tex, you pull up pull up to the back side. Aubrey kind of drops down, and you see Bert and Stella coming out. Aubrey kind of comes over, and Bert goes, Aubrey, perfect. You come with us. We're going to go get everybody some chili. Anybody do anything?
I'm gonna jump into the passenger seat of the truck, and I'm gonna jump on the CB and see if we can hear any chatter.
Okay, what chatter are you looking for?
Just anything, making sure that there's no, anything that we might run into if we have to continue down the road or any way, any direction that we should avoid.
Ooh. Interesting.
Smart.
That is actually really smart. Let me just look at something really quickly. I'm going to give you intelligence on this.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say it's truck driving. I know you're not actually driving the truck, but I think it's an integral part of driving the truck. So I'm going to make the call.
Okay. And I have a 65, so
Okay.
I got a 27.
Wonderful. All right, so you do hear that the Roebling Suspension Bridge actually has one of its lanes closed because they are doing some repairs to the actual the bridge itself. Just some concreting
Okay.
and whatnot on the sides of it.
Okay.
That's the only real stoppage or anything that you hear about on the CB, but coming through, and then everything else seems to be smooth sailing into Indianapolis, where you guys are headed next.
Gotcha.
I think.
And then I'm gonna kind of surf a few other channels and stuff, not so much like traffic kind of
Okay.
thing, but kind of surfing some of those other channels that we know that they send out, communications and stuff like that about, any other banditos, or if Barbie's been sighted and stuff like that, to see if we have, if she's in near this area, or any other commotion that could be caused.
Nice. I love it. All right. Well, you work on that. I'm not going to give you a roll for that because you're not going to pick up anything directly related to it. Still a great idea. Just
Right.
it's all quiet on the Western Front right now, so to speak.
Perfect. Okay.
Roswell, doing anything specific, and where are you in relation to everything going on? And just so everybody knows, it's night now. Sun has fallen.
I think I would have been by Lila, but she headed in to get some chili.
No, Lila's still in the cab.
Oh, then I'm definitely with Goddess.
Okay. All right. Well, Lila's going to walk out of the cab to stretch her legs, not to go into the Skyline Chili. Do you follow her?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Tex is standing there outside. Tex, you watch the three of them go into the Skyline Chili. Are you watching them, or what are you doing?
I'm scanning the parking lot for anything that seems to stand out as peculiar or different.
Okay.
So it sounds like this is like a trucker parking lot. So if there's anything not that shouldn't be in a trucker parking lot, like, I don't know, a pink Cadillac. I'm looking for something weird.
Yeah, the pink Cadillac would be a dead giveaway. You don't see anything weird. Everything seems to be copacetic. And the whole plan that you guys made to go to Cincinnati was to kind of lose them, so maybe you did. Maybe they think you guys are still going, west, much more north than you are. So, who knows, That being said, I want Roswell and I want Wizard to give me an intelligence check. You guys are distracted, though, so I'm actually going to drop your control just for this one to 30.
Yeah, I did not make that one.
Intelligence, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't make that one.
Okay. All right. You guys are just kind of going about your business. All right. You guys see Bert come back with, 2 trays of chili and kind of, Somebody help me out with this. Somebody help me out with this. Kind of hands it towards Tex, who's close.
Yeah, I'll definitely help him out.
All right, you take it, and you can kind of see the chili on it. He kind of puts it on one of the covers of his wheel well, on the front end of the truck. The other train is like, all right, now we can just divvy these out. Oh, those girls were lagging behind. And then he turns around. As he turns around and says the girls were lagging behind, Tex, Roswell, you both kind of notice this. Now, again, you guys are about 60 feet away from the Skyline Chili. Remember, you're not even in the parking lot of the Skyline Chili. You're in the gravel drive outside of the Skyline Chili. So you're a ways away. There's not a ton of cars at this Skyline Chili, though. Like I said, it's not dinner time, and it's not late enough for bars to be getting out and people to be going to get those midnight to fourth meal. So yeah, there's not a ton of cars there, and there's not a ton of trucks here. There's only like 4 or 5 trucks other than you guys. So you could see the restaurant clearly, and when you guys turn back, you can clearly see Stella and Aubrey yelling at each other. And it is a yelling at each other that is unlike what they usually do, which is a regular occurrence, as you guys have all known. But you can see that this time, Stella's the one who snaps. And you could... Well, give me another intelligence roll. Control back up to 50. Because I want to see if you guys can hear... kind of now that you're seeing, see if you can't hear what they're saying,
I definitely made that one. I rolled.
Would I see this from the front of the truck?
Yes. Well, give me an intelligence roll with the control only at a 30, though, because you're pretty concentrated on scanning.
I definitely
Okay.
got that as well.
Okay. Let me know what you get there, Hope Child.
Sure. All right. And I'm trying to roll under my intelligence, correct?
Under your intelligence plus 30.
Okay, perfect. And I did. I got a 16.
Okay, it is a little bit harder for you to hear it because you're in the cab, Ruby, and you're listening to the scanner. But you managed to make out some of what I'm about to tell the guys. And basically,
Gotcha.
as you guys tune in, you can hear the voices. Aubrey's just like, it's not all about you. It's not all about you. I can handle myself. I saved them on the train. I could save them whenever. Just give me the damn mutagen and I'll protect us. And Stella finally wigs out at her and just goes, you want the mutagen? You want to be the one in charge? You want to be the one protecting? You want to be the one walking with a limp? Fine. And she pulls the bottle, the half crushed up water bottle that they've been carrying the mutagen pond water around in, and just beans Aubrey in the face with it, just right between the eyes. Aubrey actually is so shocked by it, she staggers back a couple of feet, falls onto her butt. Mutagen falls onto the sidewalk, and you can just see Stella breathing hard. And again, this is Tex. I'm gonna give this one directly to you because you watched the argument before. This is just a domino chain of bad decisions. From emotionally, from people who are not emotionally prepared for the situation they're in. You can very clearly tell that Stella's snapping because Bert snapped. You know what I mean? It's just going down the trail.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you just see one single tear go down Aubrey's face, which you've never seen Aubrey cry, and she just sprints, just takes off across the street into the city. Just boom. Stella turns and goes, damn it! And then just walks off in the other direction. Not trying to get away, but just walks away. Picks up the mutagen bottle and walks away. Bert's son of a bitch. And then he turns and he kind of climbs up over the driver's side and he looks at Ruby. Ruby, you hear all that?
No, boss. I heard a little.
All right, well,
I was kind of paying attention to the scanners, but what's up?
that's fine. I got to go after her. This is my fault. Just make sure you get the truck across the bridge, meet us, and then he kind of points to the GPS. He goes, "There's a rest stop right here, just outside of Cincinnati South. Meet us there. I'm gonna go get her. I'll get her there. Just go. We
So
can't
we've
stay
got a
here
slight
forever."
problem.
What's that?
We've got construction going on the bridge, so it's kind of shut down.
The bridge. Okay, step back. The bridge itself wasn't shut down. It's just a 1-lane closure, so it's slow going.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. He goes, "It's all right. If it's slow, it'll give us a chance to keep up with you because we're on foot." And then he drops down,
All right.
and then kind of like he jogs off in the direction of Aubrey. And at that point, Lila's gonna touch Roswell's shoulder, her leg, because he's big, she's small.
Okay.
Hey, big guy.
Yes, goddess.
Do you mind going and helping him, making sure my sister's okay?
Oh, yeah. Of course. I'll head off after Tex.
Okay. No, Tex is here. It's Bert. Bert.
Oh, Bert, sorry.
Yeah. I don't play Tex. Wizard plays Tex. If I played Tex, this is a real complicated set of like con artist bullshit right now.
Feeding me lines.
All right. So Roswell kind of plods off after Bert. Tex, what do you do while this is happening?
I'm gonna look at Ruby and say, keep an eye on our little devil here. She can be quite elusive. I'm going after Stella. I just hop off. I don't even turn back. I just head off after Stella because she walked off into the distance as well, right?
Yeah. And you've got to collect Stella before you guys can leave anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna, of course, I'll get out of the truck and I'll grab, Little Miss, and we'll kind of keep her entertained. Keep her entertained in the truck until Tex comes back.
The minute you guys are alone, like you kind of walk in, she gets in the passenger seat, you get in the driver's seat, you start up the truck so that you're ready to go when the time comes, and then Lila just kind of slowly looks at you and goes, "So, how long have you been a trucker? Where did you get that cool bandana? How did you learn to fight?" And just like question after question after question after question before you can even like get a chance.
Whoa.
Do you have to comb your feathers?
Little Miss,
do you take a bath like we do? Do you take a shower like we do?
Hold on. One question at a time. You can't just come at me fire and crazy, okay?
It's like, that's fair. That's fair. So pick any of the above.
Sure. And do you want me to remember all of those questions right now?
It's like, well, I could say them all in a row again. And then she just starts saying them again. And we're gonna.
I look at the scanner, the CB, and I'm like, here, try and talk to some people, see what's going on.
Oh, nice. Okay, we're gonna switch over to Tex. Tex, you find Stella just like kind of sitting on a curb on the edge of the parking lot.
I'll go up and sit down right next to her and say, I always knew Aubrey was tough, but looks like you got one hell of a pitching arm.
I didn't. She just.
I know. You're going through a rough patch right now. I think we all kind of turning upside down here. But look, you're gonna have to apologize to her, right?
Yeah.
I know you really mean it too, because you're a good girl. Why did you get so upset? Let it out. Tell me what's going on.
She just kind of looks at you and goes, I'm just 13. I'm just 12. I'm just 12. That's why. That's why I got upset with her. That's why I get upset with everything. I'm just 12. And you can see, like, some tears coming down her face. Like, like that. She's 12. She's 12 years old.
Stella, I've known you for as long as, well, I'm really able to remember anything. I think you were the one that gave me my first cowboy book to read over and help me figure out what's going on with this crazy world. Now listen, I'm going to tell you something, and this is the truth. There ain't nothing just about you. You're not just 12. Yes, you are 12. You're not just 12. Things you've had to do, things that you've had to endure. Yeah, that's not right. That's not fair. But it's also made you something else. It's made you smart, and clever, and a survivor. I know this is hard. And you have so much going on. You're carrying these girls. We have a giant crocodile with us now. He might try and eat me at some point. I'm just saying, just keep an eye on that. But it's okay to get emotional. It's okay to have a fight with your sister and then make up afterwards. You are 12, and you need more than this life has been willing to give you thus far. But I'm here with you. Believe it or not, I think you have a lot more here with you than you might recognize. And I put my arm around her.
She actually gives you a big hug. And while you guys are hugging, you just hear her kind of go, "He would definitely eat you if he ran out of food." Alright, we switch to the alleys of Cincinnati. Roswell, this is not your favorite place. We've already discussed how cities are not Roswell's thing at all. So running down these alleys are just kind of creeping you out, and just you feel awkward and not really in a great situation. So I'm going to have you do a control roll with mental endurance.
Okay.
Control right now is at 40 because we've lost a little bit of control here. I think everybody will agree.
Girls running off in all directions.
Control with what did you say?
Mental endurance. ME.
Oh, I'm good at that. 50.
The ignorance will set him free.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
All right, you're like, fuck it, whatever, it's dirty, I don't care. And you're just you easily catch up to Bert, who's trucking, but you guys have lost track of Aubrey like almost immediately. Aubrey is about as spry can be, you know, and as the warrior of the Stump Girls, she's just little toned muscle that can run through any sort of crack or crevice. And you guys kind of lose track of her. However, Bert's like, all right, I think I can track her. He goes, thanks for accompanying me, big guy. I just need a second. Let myself get a little out of shape here, I guess.
Think you've been sitting in that seat too long there, Bert.
It's like, yeah, I think I've been sitting in that seat too long, or for that matter, not long enough. All right, I think she went this way. She's heading down towards the river. And he starts to kind of plod along again. I mean, and not plod. He's not like a tired old man, but he's definitely like a trained CIA agent that has eaten too many donuts. So you follow along?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys head down to basically you kind of slowly go down. The whole street kind of starts to descend a little bit, like the level of the city descends a little bit, and you kind of get towards the river where you can see it. There's actually ferries across the Ohio River in Cincinnati, not unlike like a Chicago ferry or a New York ferry. They also have like river boats and all sorts of stuff in Cincinnati for that. And one such ferry, there's not a lot of people on it because, like I said, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock right now. But there's a few people getting on. Sure enough, one of them is Aubrey, and you can see that Bert's like, ah, damn it, we got a minute before that thing leaves, and then he starts to hustle it down towards the riverfront. You guys are like probably about like 90 yards away or so.
What the hell could she want at the river?
I have no idea. I don't think she wants anything. I think she's just running. She wants to get away from us.
I mean, I used to run away to the river too, but I think it's a little different.
Well, hopefully we can get down to that ferry before you're the only one who can get to her. Give me a speed check with control 40. Oh, and I need to do the same for Bert. Monsieur Berthe.
42, I got it.
You got it. It's hard to find the guys in here. Is he in the beginning? Where are you at, Bert? There he is. Alright, so his speed is 12. Ooh. Bert doesn't make it. So Bert starts to fall behind. As he's falling behind, you kind of look back at him. You realize you're going to make the ferry. He is not going to make the ferry. He just kind of looks at you and goes, just don't eat her, man. Get her and don't eat her.
What do you take me for, some sort of monster?
No, just somebody very hungry. But I ain't going to make it, so get her.
I will. I got Skyline Chili waiting for me.
All right, so you get onto the ferry. You kind of move onto the ferry. Just as the ferry is kind of pulling away and leaving, and then Bert kind of like watches you guys go, and he's like, son of a bitch. And then you kind of look back towards him, and he points at you, and he goes down the river. There's a drop. They're gonna drop you off in about a mile. Oh no, wait, it would be across. Yeah, he's like, just go across, get off, and I'll meet you over on the other side. All right? I'll take the walking path on the bridge. Okay? Like he yells it to you, and then kind of hurries up towards the bridge. And you are on the ferry, a relatively mostly empty ferry. With there's like a couple of people here. They look tired. So one of them's wearing sweatpants. Like they just look like people who don't want to be out at this time, basically hanging around. And Aubrey's just kind of sitting in a seat. The ferry itself is just kind of like it's just a normal ferry, just a wide ferry. It has one single motor that just kind of takes it across, and it's got a kind of an enclosed canopy in the dead center of it, and then kind of like single chair seating. Single chair seating next to each self, just different rows back and forth under the one canopy. The entire ferry is probably only about like, I want to say like 60 feet, not even.
Yeah. She's on it, right?
Yeah, she's on it, just sitting in a chair.
Where is she Is she sitting like toward, like, is she in the middle of the boat, or is she on like an outside edge?
In the middle. She's in the middle. All of the chair seating is kind of in the middle under the canopy. And the canopy's like it's like open, and then it's kind of like almost like metal, like 4 metal pillars on either edge that kind of come up with this kind of like very cheap aluminum sheathing over it to just keep the passengers mainly dry, but there's no dooring or anything like that on it. It's like a pavilion. The whole thing feels like a pavilion that floats. If that makes better.
Yeah, I don't think discretion is really on. I'm gonna jump in and plan on just straight up climbing onto the ferry.
Well, you're on the ferry. You made it on the ferry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you made it to the ferry. He was yelling at you from the beach because he didn't make it.
Gotcha. I'm gonna approach her and just sit awkwardly in the chair right next to her.
Alright, I need to make a roll for something. Give me 1 sec. Ooh. Okay. Alright, you sit down next to her and she goes, "Look, I'm not..." Oh, they sent you?
I knew you'd be happy to see me.
She's like, "Well, I'm not unhappy to see you. I thought Stella would come, or Bert, or anybody. I'm alright that you came. At least you understand what it's like to, be underestimated."
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from on that, but I mean, come on, who has the physique to keep up with you?
She kind of like grins slightly and she goes, "Yeah, I am really fast, aren't I?"
I mean, Tex is in good shape, but those little legs,
Tex is funny. He's like a turtle, but not a turtle.
Yep, not a turtle at all. He'd be a much better swimmer.
She goes,
But,
she's like, "I'm gonna come back. She always assumes that she's the one that's got to take everything on her back, that she's got to be the one to carry us all the time. She forgets that I'm here and I'm capable."
Listen, Aubrey, I don't have any siblings myself that, well, you see, I ate them, but that's neither here nor there. But, I've learned a little bit about your kind, and I think it's just a little sibling rivalry, they call it, No conspiracy about that one. I think it's just something that exists. She's the oldest and feels like she needs to be your protector, but I gotta be honest. Goddess keeps me fed. If you go on and run away, who's gonna who's gonna bail me out?
She's like, "That's nice. That's nice of you to say." At this point, Roswell, you notice something kind of flap over the edge of the ferry, kind of off to the side. It takes you a second to realize what it is, but it's definitely a tentacle. And at that point, another tentacle slaps up, and then just kind of like slowly pulling himself over the ferry, you see an octopus, but a mutant octopus. Stands a little bit shorter than you, probably about like in between size of you and Tex. The octopus, like kind of the open head, with that big kind of bulbous head, is on top of its shoulder, and it almost looks like one of the tentacles grew down and then grew into kind of a loose body that's real thin, that is wearing clothes, but real loose-fitting baggy clothes, that moves out into arms that have 3 fingers that are also kind of look like miniature tentacles. Then the legs themselves are just more tentacles that slap down on the ground, that spiral to kind of create the footing. And then you actually see then you see 7 more tentacle arms kind of flapping down from the head, the very large oversized head, around it. And the loose fitting clothes are actually military fatigues, and it kind of like comes up real slowly and starts to move towards you and Aubrey.
Is it like up here? Can I make some sort of roll to see? Do I feel like it appears hostile or?
You feel it appears hostile. I don't think you need to make a roll for that. It's definitely like beelining for Aubrey, and it also is sneaking. Like you see it, but nobody else sees it. Like it's kind of moving in the shadows, kind of gooeyly. Not really a verb, I know, but kind of like how octopuses move, or octopi, whatever, however they move, like that's kind of how it's moving.
They like slink.
Yeah, it's moving with a weird grace and agility to it, but it's definitely like moving through the shadows and moving and contorting its body in a very weird way.
And it's made its way. It's on the boat.
Oh, it's on the boat, and it's coming towards the canvas. Yeah.
I would definitely be putting myself in between Aubrey and it.
Okay, so you stand, take a step, because it's definitely on Aubrey's side, so you take a step around Aubrey. When you stand and take a step, like the passengers who are like on their phones, like realize there's a giant alligator on the boat, and they're like, "Holy shit!" and they just like scatter. One of them hides behind the seat. But you step behind, and the minute you step behind, the octopus realizes you see him, and you guys are about 12 feet away from each other now. He stops, and then he just stands up straight, and he goes, "Well, no, wrong voice. I guess sneaking doesn't matter anymore, does it?"
What is your slimy ass doing sneaking around here anyway?
"I'm here for the girl. Step out of the way." Aubrey actually turns around and sees it and goes, "Oh my God, what is that?" Like, actually, you can tell that Aubrey's a little bit scared right
now. Don't worry about the girls. I got her taken care of.
His large bulbous head kind of shakes side to side. He's like, No. You gotta get out of the way, Scales, or this is gonna get ugly. You don't want it to get ugly.
You're as ugly as it gets, so I think we're already there.
He's like, "Okay, you want this, you got this, but I'm gonna warn you. I know you're big and strong, and you don't think that anybody coming at you can take you. I'm the wrong one to underestimate."
I ain't even begun to estimate you. But, I'll tell you what. I have always been a fan of calamari, so I will take my chances.
All right, roll initiative. 15.
I was waiting for that calamari joke. Couldn't let that one pass up.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, you get to go first.
All right. But you know, It can be quite chewy, and I'll pull out my teeth and start slashing, I suppose.
All right, bring it
Doesn't
on.
seem there's any talking him out of it.
No. Definitely not.
First roll. Yeah, 6.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta do this. Okay. 6. All right.
Yeah.
You kind of charge in, both blades at the side, come in with a big sweep. He definitely dodges that. Well, parries that without a problem.
Yeah.
You bring in the blade. As you bring in the blade, like his whole body kind of like shifts low, kind of like it kind of compresses, like he's putting himself in a jar, and then he kind of like explodes back out and slaps your blade to the side. Your turn again.
9. Not rolling great right now.
Ooh, he dodges again. So again, then you take another swing down, and he just like his whole body like shifts to the side, almost making a wall just in time to avoid your downward slash. You kind of hit the wooden floor. Some wood kind of comes up. Your turn still, right? You get 4 attacks, right?
Yep. Jesus Christ, that's an auto miss.
So I'm just gonna say you have to take a second to pull the blade out of the wood from the last hit.
All right, and then 16.
Ooh, that one will hit. Do some damage. Oh wait, he's gonna try and roll a punch. He fails that as well, so do some damage.
D6 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 plus 3 bleed if he bleeds.
Oh, he bleeds. He definitely bleeds. 11 plus 3 bleed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, you kind of pull it up, and he kind of laughs at you, and he goes in to attack you, not realizing you're ready for another swipe, and you take a kind of surprising swipe with your right, and you catch him kind of across the midsection a little bit, and you actually hear him go, and you see some kind of like slimy blood kind of trail out of him. However, it is his turn now. He's coming in. Hold on. Okay. All right. So what should we do? So we get 6. Okay. All right. So at this point, he kind of like steps to the side. As he steps to the side, one of the tentacles like whips out to just like jack you in the face, basically.
Okay.
13 plus. 15 to hit you.
I tied on the parry, so I forget
Nice.
what that.
All right.
I don't.
You bring
I don't
kind of
remember
like
if that worked.
the backhand of your blade up and slap that tentacle away. As that tentacle gets slapped away, you feel another tentacle like whip out and try and wrap around your throat.
All right.
Ooh, he missed that. So you actually like sidestep that slightly as the tentacle slaps out, and you see him kind of like wheel to the side as he does. As he spins, like tentacles just like whip out of him like a tornado, slapping at you. That's a shitty roll too, so that's going to be 8 to hit you. 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 8 to
Dude, I tied that too. I rolled a
Nice.
6 and I have a +2 parry.
So that's 1, 2, 3, right? So far?
Yeah.
Okay. His next attack goes for your leg. God damn. 8 to hit you.
17. I definitely dodge that.
Okay. That's 4. And then he... Let me see. What do we do next? Alright, he's going to hit you again with the blade. With another arm. This one he's going to roll a 20 dirty.
I roll a 20 natural.
Wow. Okay. All right. Just tentacles are coming out of him at all sides, all angles at you. At that point, he kind of like leaps forward. He actually wraps, like one of the tentacles comes around, you parry it. He actually wraps it around your arm and uses it to pull himself into this like giant kind of drop kick double body blow to you. 8 to hit you. Last attack. And I don't know if you guys have figured out what the theme of this character is yet. Lots of attacks.
Yeah. No, he definitely doesn't hit me.
Okay, all right. You managed to get your arms up and block off of him. He kind of flips off you and lands like in a puddle, and then rises up out of it, like, and then just kind of like looks at you. He goes, oh, "Been a long time since I've been." Nah, stop with the southern. Been a long time since I've been challenged like that. Might be fun, Scales.
You are a slippery son of a bitch. But, I'm ready to practice my sushimi skills.
We are going to switch off from you to Ruby and Tex. You get Stella back in the truck with Lila. Do you pack up the motorcycle, or are you going to ride behind?
I was gonna ride behind.
Okay. All right, you get in the truck. Ruby, do you take the path that he said to take?
I sure do.
All right, you guys head out and across the bridge, and sure enough, one of the lanes on the crossing side that you're crossing with is closed, leaving the bridge down to one-lane traffic. However, again, it's like 9:30 at night, so you're kind of safe. You're not going to get stuck in the deadlock traffic, right? So you're moving across the bridge with the cones next to you. When you hear a single shot ring out, and then you hear a huge kapow as your front tire goes out. Give me truck.
Oh, son of a bitch! Not one of these again.
Give me a truck skill roll to not wreck. Hold on. Actually, 1 second, because there are. I don't know if they're in this one, and I'm not looking them up if they're in Roadhogs, but there is some rules on like how fast you're going, making it how hard. I don't know if it's not in this book. It's in Roadhogs. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to say for now, you have a minus 15% to control the truck. As it, you weren't going super fast. I think it's like a 40-mile-per-hour bridge, 45-mile-per-hour bridge. But you're going fast enough that having the front tire blow out via somebody shooting it with a gun is gonna make things difficult. So minus 15% to your skill.
So I'm kind of rolling almost to like almost not lose control of the truck.
Yes, this is a
Right.
control check.
Got it.
Yeah.
And negative 15. So that would bring it down to that. Yep, I still got it. I got a 26.
Nice. All right. So you downshift, do some back and forth kind of thing. The tractor starts to jackknife a couple of times, but yeah, you manage to kind of keep control of it. You definitely have to kind of slow down as the tire didn't totally blow. It just hit the bullet hit it. It started to deflate at an alarming rate. So what do you do?
So you're hearing that stupid clanky thump 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 noise, yeah. Which is always still good though, because again, on the front sometimes, not always. Depending on how you want to do the truck, they sometimes have double wheels in the front, so it's like you can hit one and then one's still kind of there.
I don't think the Blue Ox has double front wheels. Let me
Okay.
check. They have pretty definitive statistics on the big Blue Ox.
Yeah. No, I mean, this. I just thought I'd say something because again, I know trucks pretty well.
Yeah. No.
With my stepdad, he was a truck driver, so I'm like, I kind of know some of my trucks a little bit.
Good character for you to play.
It doesn't really say. I'm gonna say that.
I mean, this is your thing. If you want to say it's only just one, that's fine.
I'm gonna say it's just one. However, so you're definitely gonna have to like deal with it soon, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
But you are still plodding along on the bridge. You definitely have had.
So I'm definitely gonna try and maybe get across the bridge to where it's able to be, where we can kind of get it to where if we have to jack it up and stuff to change the tire, we will. Because sometimes, again, depending on rolls, if there's a spare even available to change it.
All right, making a quick roll. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, man. I can't hit a prowl check with my bad guys to save my life today. Got a full 100 there. Full 100. Well, actually, doesn't even matter. Ruby, you definitely hear some banging. Like, kaplong! On the back trailer. And then you kind of start to hear some, like, dun, dun, dun. Tex, so you're driving behind. Actually, I completely forgot you're in the motorcycle. So before anything happens, Tex, give me a motorcycle because you're behind the truck when the tire goes and it starts to squeal back and forth, and you have to kind of also adjust your speed on the fly.
Okay. Do I make that? I did make it. 47 under a 46 motorcycle. 46% is my motorcycle.
46%. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. 64 is my motorcycle. I got a 47.
You jam a little bit on the brakes. You kind of avoid the trailer. She kind of rights it. You're about to radio to her to see what's going on when from the suspension bridge swings down a fellow. He is large. African-American gentleman, very tone. He uses a hook with a giant chain on it that seems to go up into like a kind of like metal backpack on his back. He kind of swings in, drops onto the back of the trailer. The hook retracts to his hand. He has one hook in either arm, kind of like a large, almost ninja hook sort of thing, like a metallic hook. It's a giant hook, basically, like a meat hook.
Jesus.
That you would see. And then you see him, he kind of like rolls his shoulder and then starts to walk forward up the cab.
I shoot him.
Yeah! Yay! Shooting. Okay, take a shot.
Let's see.
Don't miss.
Now, I can't do an aim shot when I'm on the bike, right?
No, you cannot do an aim shot while on the bike because you're one-handing it while actually controlling the bike.
Okay. So that is 8. Ugh.
An 8?
Yeah, an 8 to hit.
Is he gonna use an attack to dodge? Yeah, he's definitely gonna use an attack to dodge that one. Yeah, he dodges. All right, you whip it out and like bring it up to him. He kind of sees it coming and like flattens on the truck just as you fire. Chaboom! So you miss. At that point, however, somebody is going to take a shot at you while they still have a chance. Let me see. What would they be rolling? Okay, no specials for her. Alright, so gonna get a 14 to hit you. No, I'm sorry, 15 to hit you.
Yeah, that beats my armor rating.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. I have to consult the compendium of modern day weaponry, which is really not good for anybody playing a Palladium system.
Yeah, I know. I've been exploiting that hack for a minute now.
It is about to be exploited on you, sir.
Oh, I knew this day would come.
I knew this day would come. I knew the guns would shoot me and I would be hurt by them. It is not fun. Let's see, what rifle do we want to use here? I think she'd be a Dragonov girl, if I can find it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's in here. What's crazy is this book literally like divides things up by like point of origin. Like where the gun came from.
Yeah.
I just need to find the Russian section. Check this out. Austria, Belgium. I'm just gonna use. That looks very Dragonov-like. Alright, how much damage is that? I don't know. Turn back. Zoom in. Oh, I need full screen. Never mind. There we go. Now I figured it out. Where's the damage on it? Oh, there it is. Okay. They really like their D6 amounts with the bullets in this game. Alright, so you take 10, 13, 16, 20 points of damage.
Ooh. Now that's hitting my SDC for my armored hide, right?
It won't hit your armored hide. It'll hit your norm. So there's the. Well, what's your armor rating?
12.
Okay, so any armor from the 12 is negated. He's beaten. They beat that. However,
Because, yeah.
right. However, you have a natural SDC that it hurts first before it goes to your hit points.
And my armored hide SDC? Because I had that was one of my special features for being the armadillo.
Okay.
It was
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So Armadillo has yeah, no. They're all like you would have to beat the armor ratings.
okay.
To get that. So whatever his SDC, his base SDC is what they're attacking. They're not affecting any of the armor SDCs.
Okay. Got it. Ooh. That was brutal, but I'm still alive.
Yay! I'm gonna need you to give me how much damage is you, like how much do you have left?
5.
SDC or hit points?
SDC.
Okay. I'm going to need you to give me a motorcycle control check, though. Because you just got hit by a 7.62 millimeter bullet wall on it.
Yeah, I did.
So, stuff's happening.
Yeah, I'm definitely failed that motorcycle check. I got 95.
Oh, no. The worst happens. The absolute worst happens.
Tex, what are you doing back there?
Yeah. Boom! Another shot rings out. Wham! You get hit right in the back, like upper high shoulder. It's through and through. Comes out the front. Your whole arm kind of like twists. Your whole body twists. You just lose control of the motorcycle. Give me another motorcycle control check, real quick.
Another one. That was I still failed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like a 56. Oh, wait, motorcycle. What was... No, I actually passed it. 64% is my motorcycle. I just bumped it up, too.
All right. Okay.
Can I say, didn't you just upgrade it?
Take an additional 3 points of damage. As you manage to control it, you control the fall. Like, you know you're falling, so you control it so you drop down and slide so that you don't go, like, ass over, like, the handlebars or anything like that. You just kind of hit the ground, slide, sparks go everywhere, and you end up, like, kind of, like, letting it go and rolling on the ground. And it is not a pleasant experience. As the motorcycle ends up going through a bunch of like cones and whatnot. Ruby, give me a we're gonna say IQ check with the control. We're gonna drop control to a 30 now though, because I think control has been lost in a lot of ways. So IQ plus 30 to see if you see what happened to Tex in the chaos.
Fingers crossed. Here we go. No, I didn't. I got a 38 and I needed it underneath the 32.
All right, you have no idea what has happened behind you. No idea. So you kind of pull it back up and you can keep driving. You do still hear the kind of footsteps, so to speak, on the tractor trailer.
Okay. So I'm going to, of course, tell the girls get back in the back where the bed and stuff is, just to protect themselves, so that, you know, if anything gets too serious, that, you know, they're not damaging. Because again, I know this from personal experience myself. That's what has saved me when everything went down from the banditos and stuff attacking us. So then I'm going to grab my revolver and have that kind of ready, and I'm going to kind of cock it back to where if somebody comes towards either the driver door or passenger side door, that it's ready to be shot.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Oh, there was the Dragunov. It's the right amount of damage. Okay. Cool. So you pull up the revolver. Go ahead and give me an initiative check. Well, just initiative. I gotta roll.
Okay, I was gonna say, what do you want me to do?
yeah. An initiative check. What the fuck does that mean?
Right, that's what I was confused for a minute. I'm like, what? I have an 18.
Okay, all right. You're going first, which means you're just gonna kind of hold. So you're kind of driving the truck, trying to get it across the bridge. What I'm gonna say right now is you're going at like 30-ish miles per hour because of the.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm definitely dropping down speed and stuff because I'm gonna try and baby that tire to where it's gonna make it at least across without messing up the rim of the truck.
Okay. if you have to speed up, you're going to start incurring some more control checks, just so you know. You can keep it level at this without having to roll again, but should you need to speed up or anything, you're going to start incurring some control checks. Stella and Lila are a little bit worried, not understanding what's going on as you kind of plod along. You're roughly about halfway across the bridge now, I'd say. When at this point, you hear from above the cab, "All right in there. Right in there. Stop the truck. Pull over. All we want is the girls."
You can't have them. They're mine.
He goes, "Wrong answer. Wrong answer. You sure you don't want to reconsider that before I come in there and turn you into Ginsu?"
Reconsider. You want your ass beat? Is that what I'm hearing?
All right. All right, little birdie. I guess we're going to have to dance then. All right. Call high or low.
Not a little birdie.
Call high or low.
We'll go low.
All right. So basically, if you called correctly, he's going to attempt to go through the driver's side. So you will be able to take an unimpeded shot at him because that's what you're prepared for. However, if you called wrong, he's going to come in through the passenger side. You can still take your shot first. However, you'll have a little bit of a negative to hit him because he's taking you a little bit off guard.
Got it.
All right. He comes in the passenger side. At that point, the just real fast movement. You just see him kind of swing his head down. He brings the hook in, kind of slaps it on the truck door, clicks it to pull it open. In that moment, you can take a shot, though. You will have.
I'm taking it.
You will have a -2 because you're kind of like you're ready for the driver's side. He comes in that side, and you're taking the shot kind of sideways. Roll a d20. Add your plus to strike, and minus the 2.
I got a 16.
16. All right.
Yeah, 'cause I wrote a 12.
Let's see here. He's gonna try and dodge that. He's got to really try and dodge that because he got a gun, and guns are scary in this game.
Go for it.
2 hook has +2 there, so that's +3. What'd you get total again? 16?
Yep.
All right. Oh, you hit. You hit him. Roll damage. Which I think is what?
He's not going to be 2d6s.
2d6? Okay.
And he is taking a 10.
See, Stella has grabbed Lila and dropped back into the sleeper car. He's taking 10 damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Listen, I told you I wasn't a little birdie.
All right. Okay. So you, boom! It kind of like clips kind of like part of his shoulder. You see him kind of like, it takes a little bit of, he kind of recoils slightly, but the door still plops open. How many, you have one more action, right?
Mm-hmm. I have 2, yeah. So I'm gonna take another shot.
Okay. You still have the -2, though.
That's okay.
You're firing sideways while keeping this truck driving.
Okay. This time I got a 14.
14. Okay, he's just gonna take that because he can't lose his next action. So damage is roll damage.
Okay. Give me a second here. He's gonna take 8 this time.
Okay. Boom! Boom! You fire the revolver twice. Both shots ring home. You hear him kind of, he comes up, he's like, damn, little bird. Oh, what are you doing? Just making this hard on yourself! And then he is going to kind of hit the side of it with one hook, swing down and in through the open passenger side door, and bring the hook up towards your face, basically.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, indeed. Oh, no, indeed.
And I'm going to, of course, then I'm going to pay attention to where I'm at on the bridge, but I'm going to, like...
Let's worry about if he hits you first.
Okay, yeah.
Let's wait for your action. He rolls a 19 plus 3. He's going to end up with a 22 to hit you.
Okay, here we go.
And you can parry for free because it's a melee attack.
Okay, so I can add my parry to that. So we are at...
You can't add any
and you said
dodge
he had
to
not...
it.
Right. So you said he wrote a what?
He rolled a 22.
22. Good. I just rolled a 23 because I have an 18 plus 5.
Okay, good job. All right, so that, he brings up the chain. You manage to get the revolver up. You block the hook. However, the revolver is now the only thing holding the hook from hitting you in the neck.
Got you. So I'm going to... Okay, so he's got the hook.
Think about it for a sec. I'm going to switch back to... back to Roswell. Roswell. Meanwhile, on the ferry, you're facing down the octopus.
My turn, I believe.
Yeah, it's definitely your turn. You guys are just kind of circling at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at him for try to get rid of some of these tentacled arms that keep coming at me. Oh, crit.
Ooh.
I think you just have to make sure he doesn't crit, and then that one will hit.
He does not crit. That hits. Roll damage.
5, 6, 7, 8. So 12 times 2. So 24.
Okay.
And then plus I'll take his 3 bleed, I believe.
Right. That's a lot of damage. Okay. All right. So you kind of you rear up and you just wham! You get him with the blades hard this time. And he's actually kind of like thrown off balance and like slaps on the deck and kind of rolls, splattering away from you. Still your turn?
I'm jumping, lunging at him,
Okay.
trying to pin him down and cut him up. Not nearly as good. 10 to hit.
What? How much?
10.
Okay. He's going to dodge that one. All right, so now he's a little bit like backpedaled. You see he kind of like one of his tentacles reaches out, suctions to the floor as you come in to attack him, and it kind of like pulls him away. And you can see the tentacles like whipping out behind him, sticking to the floor to pull him away from you as you're attacking towards him. Like chuk, 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 while he's still kind of looking at you.
All right. 12 to hit.
He dodges that one with an 18.
And then a critical fail, miss.
So yeah, he's just he's just pulling himself back. As he's pulling himself back, you're slamming into the ground, like really pissed. You can't get a hold of him. And as you kind of come towards the edge of the boat, he is going to use his ability. Does that just happen? Hold on 1 second. I need to look this up. I don't know why I didn't make a note for myself of what this exactly does, but... Take me 1 second. The fuck? There it is. Let me find him. Octopi. God, that just hits. Oh, because it's a cloud. Okay. All right.
Did he ink me?
Yeah, he's inking. He's definitely basically, as he gets to the side of the boat, he goes, and he just, like, sprays the ink. But the ink doesn't actually, like, hit you. It, like, hits the ground and makes this, like, black yuck cloud everywhere. Like almost like a cloud of smoke, basically, which is very strange. And it's particled. It tastes kind of fishy in your mouth. It's not pleasant at all. It burns your eyes a little bit. It's almost like it's ink, but it's like ink in an aerosol form. It's really not fun. And at that point, you hear a sploosh as he goes over the edge of the boat into the water.
Okay, what did the ink do to me? Just allowed him to escape.
Basically, what it does is it, as with most Palladium things, you just have to kind of like, yeah, sure, that's, I guess, what it is, you know, sort of thing. But inky black spray. This is an oily chemical. This is a bleeding cloud over air or water. Reduces visibility and smell to 0 for up to 5 minutes. For about 20 square feet, can be used 4 times a day. So it doesn't really say specifically what's going to happen to you, but I'm going to say that, like, obviously you can't see or smell while you're in this cloud, basically.
Okay.
You do hear him go into the water, but other than that.
I turned to Aubrey, like, rubbing my face, and I'm like, could you please, because the boat's not moving yet, right?
Oh, the boat's been moving. You're like halfway across the river.
Son of a bitch. Okay. I'm rubbing my eyes. Will you be okay to wait here for a minute?
She goes, oh, that thing was scary.
Yeah, that's why I don't want it coming back.
She's like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm fine.
I would dive in.
Dive in after it. All right,
Yeah.
you still have no visibility in your eyes. The water will help a little bit, but
Yeah,
overall, you can't see.
I'm just trying to use instinct, and maybe I can feel vibration to know which way he went.
Okay, give me
Just spitballing.
I gotta give you a possibility. Give me a roll. Give me a roll. We're gonna do mental affinity, but we're gonna drop your control to 10 for this roll.
Oof. Okay. Negative.
Okay. All right. You go in after, but it's an octopus in the water, and you're slightly blind. You could definitely find him and probably take him in the water if you could see. It'd be a good fight, but you can't see him at all. He's flown the coop, so to speak. Oh man, people were saying hi to us. Hi, Battletoad, and hi, Phil. Sorry for not responding earlier. Thank you for watching basically the stream. All right, so we're gonna switch back to Wiz. Wiz,
All right.
what do you do?
So, I'm
these different
like,
groups that can't work
I
together.
just was just taken down by this with this motorcycle, right? Like I'm on the ground.
Yeah, you are hurting, man. You got scrapes and scruffs, and your shoulder is bleeding. This is probably the worst you've been hurt since your fight with Longhorn.
Yeah, probably. Um, all right. Well, first I'm gonna look around, and figure out who shot me.
All right, that I would need a. That's gonna be tough because you are in. I'm gonna say give me an intelligence roll, but your control also is gonna be very low. We're gonna put you at a 20 for this roll.
20. Okay, well I definitely failed that.
You have no idea where it came from. Somewhere high. And a good shot. You could also tell that it's a rifle, without a doubt.
Okay. Then I'm gonna look. What's like just around me? So we have the road, we have the cones on our left hand side. What is there like construction going on that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But there's not. I believe this bridge, if I recall correctly, is one of the like grading bridges. You know, like the metal grading bridges. So I don't think there's like a heavy asphalt there. But they're working on like the concrete siding, like the sidewalk and the concrete walls. Basically, is what they're working on.
Okay. So I'm trying to find something I can like.
So like if you look down, you could see the river basically.
Okay.
But it's tight metal steel grating though. You're not going through it.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything there I could like try to hide under, get some cover from?
Yeah. I mean, the problem is you're not exactly sure where the shot came from, but there's definitely like cones as well as some concrete, like concrete patchwork stuff in the construction area that you can like hide behind and whatnot, but you're not exactly sure where the shot came from, so you're not exactly sure where to protect yourself from.
Then I guess I'm gonna try and ride my bike and drive after the motorcycle. It doesn't look like there's great cover options here, and I'm just gonna try and weave my bike back and forth and make myself a harder target.
Okay. All right. You head over to the motorcycle. You get it back to your feet. They'd shoot at you again. I can't not like.
Yeah.
They'd shoot at you again. There's no way around it. All right. Give me. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna shoot. All right, their roll to hit you is a. This is a 12.
That 12 is my armor rating.
Yeah, you can still dodge it though. Do you want to take it in the armor or do you want to dodge? It's your call.
I think I'm gonna dodge.
I also want to point out that ability you have to roll into a ball. Just pointing that out.
Oh yeah.
Because I gave you that when I gave Roswell the extra size levels.
That's right. And how did that one work again?
I was really hoping you wrote that down. I'm not gonna not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you.
I might have. I'm just gonna have to dig for it for a second. I'm gonna dodge for at least this round.
All right, try and beat it then. Got to beat a 12. You will lose an action.
As long as I don't lose my life.
Yeah, it's really the goal, right?
Yeah. 16.
Wow. All right. So almost like almost like with a sixth sense, You're like, I think they're going to shoot. That it would take this long for them to line it up. It would take this long to kind of gauge it. They're going to take the shot now. And you kind of like duck and tumble forward and roll, and you hear the kaboom, and then pling, chow, like the ricochet noise as it hits off the steel metal. I will give you another control check, intelligence, to figure out where the shot came from. And this time I'll put your control up to a 30 because that was some good dodging there.
Okay. And it's plus my intelligence, so I should beat that. I rolled a 31, but plus my intelligence, that should pop the control up to like 39.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Can you roll under it?
Yeah, I rolled a 31.
Wonderful. All right, so you can tell that they are shooting from the suspension bridge has kind of like almost like New York style concrete, kind of like God, I don't know what they're called, but like centerpieces, where the suspensions are connected from, Like the place that Green Goblin threw Mary Jane off of in the first movie.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's I can't figure out a way to describe it, but that's basically what they have at that bridge. It's like, I think it's two, one on either side, and they are shooting from the one behind you. So they have kind of like a wide spread of the entirety of the road. However, you do realize that if you get far enough away, you should be able to like avoid them, and knowing from where they are coming from is going to help you in the future as well. So the shot rang out, you dodged, you managed to get to the motorcycle, you pull the motorcycle up. Give me a motorcycle check.
Right. That was... Okay. I pass it. 47.
Okay, all right. Another shot rings out, and you manage to like pull to the side, and manage to get down the road. Back with Hope Child and Ruby one final time before we continue this. What do you do?
So I'm going to take my left claws, I guess, and put it on the gas pedal and take my right foot, and I'm going to go straight towards his chest with my claws and try to rake it down him.
Well, you don't have claws. You didn't buy any Bio-E claws.
Well, no, on her feet, because she still has the bird-like feet.
She does still have the bird-like feet, but it'll be mostly I'm saying it won't do any extra statistical thing.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to use like the claws or anything. Okay.
No, because you have to pay for them when you purchase.
That's okay.
The thing.
That's okay.
And I actually
so then
don't
we're
think
just
the
gonna take.
Are offered the talons.
Gotcha.
Basically.
That's okay. So then we're just gonna take that, and I'm just gonna take my foot, and I'm going to put as much power behind it and kick him back out the door.
Okay, do it.
Nice.
Alrighty. I got 17.
Ooh, that's a good roll to hit. Alright, he does get a free parry because it's close combat. Wait, oh, that's Ocho. +2, +1. How much did you roll?
17.
You hit him. Roll your damage. What do you have? You said you have boxing, right?
Yep.
I believe your unarmed strike then goes up to like a D6 or something, doesn't it? Did we write it down under your combat? Great, sweet.
I did, yeah, it's a D6. Yep.
Roll a D6.
Perfect. Okay, and we got a 6.
You got a 6. All right, that's a good amount of damage. 6. Wait, no,
I fair warned this guy before he came in my cab. He was not messing.
Warned.
He was not messing with a little bird. Okay.
Been warned. All right. So you actually step in, like you kick him. He takes the kick and goes backwards. Make a couple of quick rolls here.
Don't come in here trying to tell me you're taking my girls, okay? It's just not gonna happen.
Okay. So he's definitely going backwards out the back. However, he makes an attack with his hook on you to pull you with him.
Okay.
So he rolls a total of 18 to hit you with that.
Okay, so what would I roll then to kind of hold myself back into the truck? Just strength?
No, you're rolling a dodge, or a parry.
Okay.
You're rolling a parry. It's
Okay.
still melee combat.
So 11, 5, 16.
Okay, you got hit. So take damage of the hooks. The hook. All right, you're gonna take 4 points of damage. It's your SDC.
Okay. I'll be taking 4. So that takes me down to. Okay.
All right, basically what happens, you kick him to the chest, he goes backwards. As he goes backwards, he whips out the hook. He catches your leg, the hook drags down your leg and like catches your ankle basically. And just you feel it like take some flesh and skin off. You feel the blood kind of pull away from you, and then you just feel him yank you backwards out of the semi truck.
Oh no.
Yeah, just backwards out of the semi truck, and that's where we're gonna to be continued it.
On that cliffhanger.
Oh man.
So of course no experience points tonight because we did not finish an adventure. You are still in the Cincinnati adventure, or as I like to call it, the Stump Gang versus the 848. Yeah, fun. Scary. These guys are scarier than the ghost, I think. I feel like.
Yeah.
Sorry we went a little bit late, guys. I did lose track of time a little bit in those fights. I apologize, everybody. Let's get right into the plugs. Phil Billy, below me. What do you want to plug, sir?
Not too much. I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying the TTRPGs on the channel. I'm assuming anyone who's watching this is into that. So if you haven't already, check out Astral Drive as well. There's 11 episodes to catch up on if you haven't done so already. So
Yes. Wizard's Respite, Ash, what would you like to plug there, sir?
As always, the Wizard's Respite. My website dives into all things TTRPG, and this show, the Astral Drive, all of those things, Think Torum, can be viewed on the Wizard's Respite, so you can go back, watch the back catalog, and there's all kinds of things. We do reviews and all kinds of fun stuff.
Hope Child, what do you want to plug there?
I have a wonderful company that I make stainless steel tumblers as well as other apparels. You can check it out at Created with Love by Jackie Rakes on Facebook. And I am working on creating a website here very soon coming out so that you are able to order your own cool accessories.
This is awesome. I want you to let you know that both me and Phil had our mugs up the entire time while you were doing that. I know you can't see me.
Thank you, guys.
But yeah, she does great work. And they're really cool quality products. So check them out. All right, to finish off the plugs, if you are a TTRPG person, I also run a TTRPG company called Axiom Games LLC, and the previously mentioned Astral Drive that we stream bi-weekly on Wednesdays actually runs on that system. I have written that system up and made that system available to the public to purchase for a very, very nominal fee. It is only $6. Go to itch.io and in the search bar, search for Single Mod, and we are the first believe it or not, the first frickin' game that shows up. So go check that out. Please purchase it. It's technically releasing on the 9th, but I'm going to let you guys know, anybody watching this, it's already out. I made it the 9th, and I thought that that there'd be a big review process, and there wasn't one. So go ahead and purchase it. Knock yourselves out. It's $6 on itch.io, and I really appreciate it. In that vein, if you're on the fence about a new TTRPG system, I am going to be doing, starting next week with the actual release date, a series of tutorials, kind of tours, as I like to call them, of the game's systems. I'm going to go into character creation a little bit, give you guys an idea of what that is, what combat is, how the game works in its basest forms, to kind of give you an idea if that's something that you would want to spend money on. So please, come check those out too. They'll be here on the channel. We also are going to be playing Sunfish Sitting There a week from today. Wizards Respite is game mastering that, and my podcast co-host is getting involved now on the TTRPG side with his lovely wife Kayla, and that game is going to be a train wreck of awesomeness. So please come check that out, because it's really weird. It's a role play heavy game about normal people trying to do a normal thing and failing. So it's gonna be wonderful. That's a lot of stuff to plug. Other than that, you can check out everything this channel has to offer. We do games, we do TTRPGs, we do everything. And if you are watching this on the back end, just stop, go over to wizardsrespite.com, check it out there. We both get the view that way. If you're watching it live, of course watch it here, because then we can communicate with you when I remember to check it. I do want to thank Battletoad and Phil for jumping in the chat, saying hello. We appreciate it. We will be back in 1 month's time with more of the Stump Gang, The Long Road, of course. Other than that, contact us on Facebook at OmegaGamingDH, on Twitter at OmegaGaming9. Join our Discord. The link is in the description below. Influence this and all of our shows from there. Go to wizardsrespite.com for all of that information and fun, juicy TTRPG stuff. And then, of course, check out Jackie at Created with Love on Facebook and her wonderful cups and tumblers. And, of course, check out my game, Single Mod, on itch.io. Until next month, everybody, we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Later.